Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to Global Happenings today. Some days back, about a week thereabout, the leadership of the indigenous people of Biafra had given a lot of instructions and banning of a lot of things. One of such things was banning of cows and national anthem. Well, it looks like there is another move on that effect, and they have decided to line out exactly what to expect, the effective date, what to expect, how they will achieve this, and how Biafra will be achieved in no distant time. Quite a very bomber package one. Before we go into the newspaper to give all the full outline and the juicy details of how they're going to go about all this into one, we'd like you to subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button. Beside it, you will see a bell notification icon. Please go ahead, click on it to get notified as soon as we update our channel on YouTube. Well, a recent directive by the indigenous people of Biafra Ipob that schools in the southeast zone should no longer sing the Nigerian national anthem, but that of Biafra, has sparked off fresh worries over the activities of the group in the region. The ban was contained in a statement jointly issued by IPOB's head of directorate, Chika Edoziem, and the Media and Publicity Secretary, Ima Powerful. Although IPOB is yet to distribute any publication containing the Biafran item, okay, I take that again. Although the IPOB is yet to distribute any publication containing the Biafran anthem to schools in the region, it however said the order banning singing of the Nigerian national anthem in the southeast took effect from Monday, January 3rd, 2022. The order, it said, was part of its renewed effort to realize an independent state of Biafra, as well as force the federal government to release its detained leader, Nnamdi Kanu. Kanu has been held in custody of the Department of State Services (DSS) since last year and has been attending court sessions to answer for his alleged offences bordering on treasonable felony. The group did not stop there. It disclosed its plan to release 3 major books this year to be used in primary and secondary schools across Igbo land. The books will replace the ones already approved by the government for use in various schools in the region. IPOB also banned consumption of Fulani cow meat during festive seasons or any other occasion in Igbo land. It warned that it will no longer tolerate eating of cow meat and barred Igbo from patronizing those who sell Fulani cows or use such for celebrations of any kind. The ban placed on Fulani cows will take effect in April 2022. Effective this month, January, Fulani cows will not be used for any social or ceremonial event and festivals in Biafra land. Our native cows will be used instead for these events. Traditional custodians of our culture, the clergy and the town unions must ensure that this message gets to the grassroots. We cannot continue to bring curse and damnation upon our land and upon ourselves by consuming cows that were used for bestiality, IPOB said. The statement further announced the readiness of the group to campaign or to embark on other campaigns that will outline its desires to achieve the Biafran project. These new directives, which came in the twin light of last year, were not the first the group imposed on the people of the region. They are, in fact, additional orders placed on the people of the zone in the struggle to realize Biafra Republic. At different times, especially in the last 3 years, the people of the zone had either been ordered to stay at home or engage in other activities which they have been doing. For instance, residents of the region have been ordered to sit at home for Biafra anniversary of the day soldiers allegedly invaded the Afaruku residents of Kanu in Umuahia. The directive has also been used as a strategy to boycott some federal government activities in the zone, among others, when it dawned on members of the indigenous people of Biafra that the federal government will not be willing to let their incarcerated leader go in a hurry. They ordered a weekly on Monday sit at home last year, tagged Ghost Monday, to be observed until Nnamdi Kanu is released. Still reasoning that the Ghost Monday was not enough, the group added that economic, social and other activities in the zone should remain closed anytime Kanu was going to court as a mark of solidarity. Perhaps the major victims of this rampant sit-at-home orders in the zone last year were students taking their National Examination Council (NECO) examinations in compliance with the directive. Many students writing the exam whose subject fell on the day of the sit-at-home did not write them. Affected parents could not ask their children to go and sit for the exams for fear of attacks. Till now, those affected by the situation still grieve over it. It could also be recalled that sometime last year, the group ordered schools and institutions in the region to remove Nigerian flags in their premises and replace them with Biafran flags. It threatened to deal with any school authority found to be harboring flags other than that of Biafra in its domain. Sources said the high level of success recorded by the order for removal of Nigerian flags in the school and other establishments in the zone prompted the latest directive, which is banning singing of national anthem in schools. While some residents, especially heads of primary and secondary schools, which will reopen for a second term on Monday, January 10, 2022, are yet to digest the new order. Some persons believed to be members of Ipob have returned to the street to enforce the sit-at-home order, which the group said it had cancelled since last September. The sudden appearance of the suspected members, allegedly so, of the group who drove round in a town in a Toyota Sienna bus, spread, making a lot of noise into the air and chanting, "Go home and stay," created tension in many places and disrupted socio-economic activities. In Enugu, for instance, academic activities were disrupted in schools, vehicles were burned, goods and wares displayed by traders in some markets were also destroyed. Some persons in an attempt to escape to safety had sustained injuries. Again, the indigenous people of Biafra had actually denied knowledge of that development, exonerating its members from it. A statement by Ima Powerful said the enforcers were hoodlums and cultists being sponsored by certain politicians to discredit indigenous people of Biafra and to create unpleasant situations. We have severally explained that the indigenous people of Biafra has not authorized anybody to enforce Monday sit-at-home, which has been suspended since September 19, 2021. Anybody unleashing sorrow on innocent citizens under the guise of enforcing sit-at-home order is a criminal and does not deserve pity. Despite the suspension of Monday sit-at-home since September 19, 2021, some unscrupulous elements and criminals conniving with security agencies and our enemies have continued to inflict pain on our people. Their aim is to blackmail the indigenous people of Biafra IPOB, but they will continually fail. Now, we want to inform our people to stand firm in the fight for their liberty. Indigenous people of Biafra did not ask anybody to enforce it at home of any kind. Henceforth, ESN, Eastern Security Network operatives, will come from the bushes and forests and go after these criminals, unleashing mayhem on innocent people and visitors to Biafra land in the name of enforcing non-existing sit-at-home order, Powerful said. Well, now this is the growing fear and the growing worry. The denials notwithstanding, residents are beginning to ask whether the indigenous people of Biafra were actually really formed to liberate Igbo and realize the sovereign state of Biafra, or to perpetuate their sufferings. The indigenous people of Biafra has, however, continued to tell anyone who cares to listen that Igbo will be better off should they be separated from the rest of the country. To the separatists, it was in the quest to realize this that the Nigerian Biafran War was fought several decades ago. They insist that though the war ended with the declaration of no victor, no vanquished, the development that led to the war have not left the country. They maintain that Igbo have not been given their pride of place. They have continued to be treated as second-class citizens in a country where they are bona fide citizens. Therefore, anything short of exiting the country is not acceptable to them. However, while the group keeps propagating its arguments across the region, its activity have continued to ask questions. An economist, Dr. Obi, said the losses across the 5 southeast states since Monday sit-at-home began runs into billions of naira every Monday. He told the newspaper in an interview, "So we thrive so much in commerce, which is our daily activities. When people cannot move, goods can neither be purchased nor sold. Services cannot be rendered, which means that there is stagnation in the economy. We have not talked about the negative image that is being created in the zone as one that is unstable and not friendly to investors. The constant movement of our people out of the zone to a more conducive area. These are the issues. Apart from this, sit-at-home is declared at will for reasons best known to those behind it. No economy can thrive in this kind of atmosphere. Aside from sit-at-home, that the attempt to ban the consumption of cow meat in the region by the group is also being questioned by many people, although Ipob has insisted that it took the decision to protect Igbo and their property from ravaging herdsmen. Critics of the directive said the idea might come as additional burden to Igbo who trade in cows, as it might send them back to the streets when implemented. While speaking on the issue, a civil rights activist, Jerry Ono, has said the directive would further shuffle the people. About 90% of cow meat sellers in the zone are Igbo people. That is the only business they know how to do. You have not provided alternatives for them, yet you want to stop them from the one they are doing. Patronizing those who sell cows is not by force. It is those that have the resources that can afford them. Why are you stopping them? They're asking Ipob. You are banning people from consuming cow meat or preventing the sale of cow in the region. Have you taken into consideration the fact that there are businesses which your people do in other parts of the country to feed their families? These are things that make me feel that the way the group is going about its activities is grossly against the people of the region. I have continued to question some of these things, he asked. He said, apparently in response to the directive of banning the consumption of cow meat, another group has also asked the group to stop patronizing produce coming from the southeast. That's also coming from CNG. Now, you now see that we actually have a situation in our hands, coupled with the fact that the Igbos also